Chapter 26. Humans Are Weird. Fidget Spinning. Wing Commander! 45th Trills burst into the medical bay at full speed and had to circle the room 3 times before he could reduce his speed enough to land in a mostly dignified manner. And what madness are the humans flitting about this time? The Wing Commander asked. He patiently waited for the young winged to catch his breath. The excitable lad was inflating and deflating nearly 50% with each breath, and his fur was positively fluffed. The idle thought that the humans on base would find it quite cute crossed the commander's mind as he continued tapping at his report. 45th Trills finally managed to bring his breathing under control and began hopping around the desk surface in agitation. You know that they warned us not to let the humans get bored? 45th Trills demanded in the mother tongue. The commander would have scolded him for using a language that most of the other species on the base couldn't hear, let alone understand, but he gathered that could wait until the end of the report. 45th Trills was now quickly summarizing the various reports they had been given on how odd humans were. He seemed to be circling over the concept of boredom. He finally wound up with a summary of human viral tolerances and crouched there gasping at the commander. The wing commander let a long half-second drag out before glancing at the youth. And what exactly? The Wing Commander asked. Does this general madness have to do with you bursting into my office at the present moment? 45th Trills stared at him blankly for a moment before rapidly brushing his wing hooks over his horns. There's the possibility that one of the humans has a virus! 45th Trills burst out. The Wing Commander instantly fluffed with concern. Has the human self-isolated? He demanded. No! 45th Trills stated. The human insisted he was fine. What makes you conclude he has a virus? The Wing Commander asked as he hurriedly began to put his desk in order. The only thing more wing-stiff than a healthy human was an ill human, but usually a direct order from a ranking officer was enough to send him to rest. He vomited! 45th Trills informed him with a horrified resonances in his voice, but fascinated ripples in his neck fur. The Wing Commander immediately took to flight at that. 45th Trills took off after him. The humans are now in the lower docking bay. What are they doing there? The Wing Commander demanded. Didn't they notice that one of their own was evacuating his digestive tract? I am reasonably sure that that is what the rest of them were laughing at, 45th Trills explained. The Wing Commander hovered and rotated slowly to stare at him. The humans were not expressing concern over their comrade, he asked carefully. 45th Trills chirped a confused affirmative. Humans usually take far more care of their flight mates than of each other, he said musingly. Yes, 45th Trills agreed as they set off down the corridor at a more sedate pace. They reached the docking bay in question and were greeted by an encouraging chant. The humans were circled around an open space. There were 2 circles marked out on the floor in tape. In roughly the center of the circle was a human holding a broom and spinning. Their head was bent over to touch the tip of the broom handles to their forehead, their feet danced around the broom, and they spun their center of mass around and around. 45th Trills noted that one particular human, who was a distinctly different shade of health than the rest, and pointed him out with a chirp. They flew over to the human. One was Junior Ranger Brzezinski, and they chirped for permission to land on his shoulders. He grinned at them and held out his arm. They landed and crept close to his ear to be heard over the chanting. Are you well, Brzezinski? The Wing Commander asked. Pretty good, Brzezinski said with a shrug. I cleaned up the mess I made and drank some water. Fortunately, most of them have stronger stomachs than I do. What exactly happened? The Wing Commander asked. The human gave a massive snort of laughter. What usually happens when a human spins too fast, he said. The inner ear objects to the brain, and the brain orders the stomach to punish the body until the spinning stops. The chanting suddenly reached a crescendo, and the 2 spinning humans dropped the brooms and staggered towards a pair of towels, each holding a clutter of disassembled personal projectile weapons. They fell to their knees and began groping at the parts. What are they doing? The Wing Commander asked. It's a timed competition, Brzezinski explained. I was disqualified for chucking, but Reed there has a real chance to win this. She said she was the base champion back in her cadet days. Reed suddenly doubled over and clutched her head with a groan. Course, those were more than a few years back, Brzezinski said with a sympathetic wince. I would like you to report to the medical bay so I can scan the results of this game, the Wing Commander finally said. Sure thing, Brzezinski said with a nod. Soon as we're done here. Humans Are Weird, we took a vote. The second book of Human Absurdity is now available in audiobook format. Everywhere where audiobooks are sold, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, Kobo by Rakuten, and of course, Audible and Amazon. So you can now get a copy of the audiobook format of all 70,000 words of human absurdity.